We welcome you today on this beautiful evening with Yogi Amandeep ji. We'll be talking on emotional wellness and spiritual mindfulness. Today, in today's age of Aquarius, moving from Piscean age into an Aquarian age, there's a lot of shift happening. And it is going to be my endeavor on this channel, especially to bring lots and lots of people related who have actually worked very much, a lot, into developing their own selves, developing their own minds, and they have evolved in a way that it has become very, very inspiring. So today, I'm going to introduce you Yogi Amandeep ji, but before that, I'm going to introduce you to myself. I will be hosting this show, and my name is Shelly Kaur, and my show is Emotional Wellness with the Modern Yogi, and a lot of other healers which I plan bringing on. So keep watching this show with Shelly. So Yogi Amandeep ji, welcome. Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal. Blessings to you, and thank you for the invitation.
So much. Thank you so much. It was a very short notice, I know, but in today's life.
Yes.
And I have been interviewing Yogi Amandeep ji many times. I had the pleasure to talk to him. And every time I talk to him, I learn so many new things. And the kind of simplicity that you bring into the life and into your thinking and the way you express things, it takes that fear away. When we look into the religions, and we are not covering religion today, we're just covering spirituality, right?
Exactly.
So, Yogi Amandeep ji, I'm just going to talk about you a little bit, introduce you to everybody who's watching us right now. Yogi Amandeep ji is actually a yogi, I think since age 14. Ever since he left home to become a yogi, to be on this path, he has traveled a lot, and he still does a lot of traveling retreats, brings a lot of wisdom and a lot of techniques which can make you or take you to a next level. So Yogi Amandeep ji is actually a spiritual advisor to the European Union. He studied from Oxford University, and he's also done a lot of volunteering work with the Singapore jails as a counselor, and traveled the world. So there's so much that I can talk about you. He's also a MSc, a master's in psychology, and he's also done a lot of study in religion in the world religions. How are you going to say? Comparative study in the world religions. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And let's start.
Yes, I'm here to start.
Yes, thank you. So, there's so much, but we have a little bit of time. So I want to talk a little bit about how we can manage stress in today's life. I know you have lots and lots of knowledge.
Thank
but
you.
If people are watching today, and we go through lots of stresses of life.
Exactly.
Right? Unmanaged stress. Some stress is good.
Beautiful.
Some stress, only a little bit.
Yes.
But not too much.
Sure.
But how do we manage stress? So I want you to tell everybody who's watching us, how do we start our day? And how do we manage all through the day? Like, just give us a little bit of tips and techniques.
Sure. Thank you. That's a beautiful question. And when the stars are aligned, the universe opens its doors so that every individual who is seeking to bring a shift into his or her life may be given the tools freely.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, so this is an opportunity. The universe have opened the doors, and here we are discussing some of the most important, one of the most important part of our life, how to shift.
How to change.
So you mentioned stress. Stress is a thought.
Yes.
It's a thought.
Starts from there.
Yeah. And when these thoughts go into a pattern, then you are stuck in stress or depression or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So first we have to understand what stress, depression, trauma is.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's just a thought. And when this thought goes into a pattern, you are not able to come out of it. The ancient sages call these karma.
Oh, yeah.
When you are stuck in your thoughts,
Okay.
right? When you're stuck in your thoughts, it is karma. And when you have the tools to change your thoughts, change your pattern, that is called dharma.
Oh, so
Karma and dharma.
karma and dharma. So
Karma,
it's-
you are stuck in your thoughts. Dharma, you have the power to change your thoughts and change your
Awesome.
pattern. So now,
Fantastic.
where are thoughts? That's the first question.
Where are thoughts?
Where are the thoughts?
We think they are in our
Now.
mind.
If they are in your mind, why can't we find them? They are coming and going, coming and going. Thoughts, okay, when they become a pattern, they need a specific part in your being where they can house themselves,
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah.
So where thoughts are in the head, but when thoughts become pattern, that are in your body.
So they can manifest themselves in some parts of our body.
See, when you are stuck in a certain pattern, you sit in a certain way, you walk in a certain way, you use certain words,
True.
your stress, your pattern, your story is not written in the skies. Your story is not written in the Akashic records.
Okay.
Your story is written in your body.
Oh, wow. So actually it makes sense. So like if I'm sitting like this
Yes.
or like this,
Yes.
that means I'm not in a very good state of
You
mind.
can
I am stressed.
Tell anything about anybody through raftar, guftar, dastar, ahar.
Wow.
These are the four ways which you can study, analyze anything or anybody on the planet. The way you walk, raftar,
Raftar, the speed.
guftar, the words you speak. A person who is stressed, he will use certain types of words. A
Right.
person who is joyful, he will be using a certain type of
Yes,
words.
yes, absolutely.
So, raftar, then the dastar.
Dastar, how you-
Dastar is your attire.
Yeah.
And then ahar, your food. So
So
if you can change these four things, this is all we need to change our life.
So isn't that amazing? And that's what the scientists, the doctors, they've done so much of studies. Like they've done
The sages of the Himalayas
Yeah.
have mentioned these billions and billions of years ago.
back,
Yeah.
and we had all this information,
yeah.
but we had to go through so much of pain and trauma, so that somebody could say and take so much money and here, look, this is the mindfulness. Look after your food. Look after how you dress up. Look after what you wear. Don't do this and don't do that.
Exactly.
But we always had this information.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's come back to this. If people are watching and they would say, okay, Yogiji, give us some tips,
Beautiful. Yes.
some tips in the
Yes.
morning. How do we start a day?
Yes. So first of all, I usually recommend this for a few days. Study yourself. Study yourself. How you are sitting. How you are walking. How's your breath? Shallow or deep? The words you are using. Study. Have something, write it down. And after a few days, whatever pattern you are now seeing your pattern. And it's a miracle. This is self-study. This is self-study. You have to study yourself before you can change yourself. The problem is today we don't want to study ourselves. We just go out to others and ask them to change us. They can't do that. So first you have to study yourself. And what is the meaning of study yourself? What I just mentioned, the four things. You study what are you doing in these different realms. And once you've got the pattern, then start changing the pattern. Simple. If you're seeing TV like this, like this, 2 hours sitting TV like this, start seeing TV like this.
Oh, so there's a flow of energy.
You're changing your posture. So when the spine is like that, it means there's some fear, there's trauma. You're trying to cover yourself. Although the TV may be showing a comedy, but if you're sitting like this, there's nothing there. It is your body. So the moment you change your posture, you change your personality. I repeat this again.
Wow.
You change your posture, you change your personality. You change your breath, you change your life.
So isn't that amazing? Just by changing the posture,
Yes.
like if you're sitting in a very protected way, like in a defensive way. So this is, I'm ready to accept the world.
In the yogic teachings, there's this science of postures. Asanas, they are known as. And it's a very deep science. And as I mentioned, because of whatever you're thinking, your body is sitting and behaving in a certain way. So now, a few days back, somebody asked this question, like, I'm stuck in my thoughts, I can't come out of my thoughts, what should I be doing? The problem is you need to find something to divert your awareness from the thoughts to something else, some other object. So I recommended, if there are too many thoughts in your head, what you do, you take your hand and you just put it like this. Within 5 minutes, all you will know will be your hand
getting tired.
Exactly. So that is the idea about the posture, to shift your awareness. Asanas, yogic postures, the reason behind them was not to build muscles, but to shift your awareness. All of us today, we are stuck in the head.
Absolutely.
And the reason for that is at the blink of the eye, we have 1,000 thoughts.
Can you imagine that?
From the yogic perspective. Every time you blink, 1,000 thoughts are coming. Only one thought is being projected out. The rest you are storing into your body. It's becoming a pattern, and it's called karmic blocks. And then you go to astrologers. Then you go and try to change your stars. My friends, you need to change your posture.
Just by changing the posture.
Yes.
So, I mean, can you imagine? We can go into so much of depths, but just imagine changing the posture. And so this is a huge tip that you just gave.
This is all we need, actually.
Yeah. So if somebody, let's say, I am thinking a lot, somebody said something to me and which is not right, and that tape is playing. So now I become aware. That's the first thing.
Beautiful.
That there's a tape playing. So I become aware. Now how do I get out of it? Let's say I put my hand out or I stand on my foot, and when my hand starts to get tired, of course,
awareness comes there, and for a few moments you are out of the patterns of your thoughts, and that is called a miracle.
That's called a miracle.
Because now something is there, but your awareness is not there. It loses its power. And the entire wisdom is in awareness, in dhyan. Jaha chitta taha prana. Wherever your chitta, your mind goes, prana goes. Wherever prana goes, life goes. And if your chitta, your awareness is always about the negative thoughts in your head, the prana, life is going there, and life is becoming more miserable, more miserable, more miserable. So now how to change that? Take the shelter of your body. Take the shelter of your own body.
And we owe it to us. We owe it to us. This is the only body we have.
This is what we are. So take the shelter of your body. This is one way to shift the awareness. And then, of course, there are ways you can change your food. Because you are stuck in a certain mind pattern because of the food, or the food habits are wrong. The way you are dressing yourself is also wrong. So the way you are walking is also wrong.
How do you...
The problem is today, we don't know how to breathe.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about breathing.
Yes.
So this is how we focus. And breathing is very important. I know food is important, dressing is important, everything is important for the entire whole being. But let's talk about breath. So you said shallow breathing makes a shallow life, and deep breathing makes a deeper life and a beautiful life. But now when I'm walking every day in my life, I'm not doing deep breaths. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Only when somebody says something to me and I don't want to think about it, then I do a deep breath. That is the only deep breath. So how do I go about my life?
Once upon a time, when we were born, every individual inhaled deep and exhaled deep.
That's true.
Learn from the newborn child. The breath goes to the navel, and he or she exhales from the navel. The breath contains prana. Prana is the vital force due to which you are alive according to the yogic teachings. And the seat of prana is your navel. So if the prana don't go to the navel, you cannot have a full experience of being a prani. Prani means the one who survives on prana. Prani means human, right?
True.
So prana, prani is one. You have to bring the prana to your navel center. Inhale deep to your navel and exhale from your navel.
So in the morning when we wake up.
So as a child, all of us, we inhaled and exhaled perfectly. We were perfect yogis. We were born perfect yogis, but with time we become perfect bogies. We got lost in pleasure, right?
True.
So now we have to learn that whole pattern which we were born with. We came out of the pattern and we have to go back into the
Same
pattern. And that pattern, you can only go to that pattern if you do what we call sadhana. Sadhana means saha,
And dhyan.
dhana.
Dhana. Oh, okay.
So saha means breath, dhana means treasure.
Treasure.
So you have to go back and find the lost treasure in your breath. So
Okay.
you have to practice.
Oh, to practice.
Just like you practiced yourself out of the perfect inhale and exhale which you were born with, you have to practice and go back into the perfect pattern again. So that practice is called sadhana. Sadhana it is called, where you sit every day and you retrain yourself. So sitting down, putting the hands onto the navel, and inhale slowly to the navel, and your stomach expands. And as you exhale, stomach contracts. Inhale and exhale.
Yeah.
If you can do these just 11 times, your energy shifts.
All right.
Because you can only be shallow if the breath is shallow.
True.
You will experience the depth of your life if the source of your life, which is breath, is deep.
So this is a practice which every morning I think we should try to do. Even while sitting on the bed, when you wake up.
11 times every other, hour or something is good enough.
So just like do deep breathing, breathe from your, just like how Yogi Ji said. So these are again few tips. One was the arm, and then is the breathing. And breathing is very, very important. And like Yogi Ji said, it just changes your pattern. It changes your pattern, and patterns are very important. If you don't break them, those patterns will continue to live with those patterns. So then let's say, like you said, this is how we can bring our awareness, and this is how we start the day, or every couple of hours we can bring our attention back and just take a silent spot or find a spot and just do your breathing, and this is how you center yourself.
Exactly.
So centering ourselves is very, very important.
Exactly.
So any other tip that you would give us to end the day? So let's say I've done my day, I had few ups and downs, and I sailed through those days, I followed those steps, and now I want to have a good sleep. And when I sleep, I want to, because if I have a good sleep, I'm going to wake up fresh. So how do I now, any recommendations or tips from your side when I've ended my day? How do I go about that?
So before sleep takes over you. Okay, sleep is the greatest goddess. She's the manifestation of the goddess. Because every night when you go to sleep, you enter darkness, the primordial womb.
Yes.
Hiranya Garbha it is called, the womb of the primordial being. And you go back into nothingness. We came from nothingness, and every night we get the opportunity to go down back into nothingness, the dark primordial matter, due to which you are alive. You are alive not because of the light. Light actually helps you to age faster.
That's so true. Doctors say that now.
Yeah, and if you learn to be in darkness, that is how the yogis prolonged their life, and that is how the ancient sages became ageless. Just spending more time in darkness. The problem is today, even when you are in darkness, you are not in darkness. Today, the modern man have not yet experienced what it means to be in dark. The ancient sages spent half of their time in darkness in the caves of the Himalayas. There was a whole science, because darkness rejuvenates you.
It rejuvenates you.
You are fresh in the morning because of the great darkness at night. In the ancient times, this darkness was referred to as Mahakal. Mahakal.
Awesome.
The great darkness which swallows time and space. Mahakal. And at night, you dissolve time, you dissolve your time, your space, you dissolve your story, you dissolve your problems. Everything goes into nothingness. So we have forgotten how to welcome this goddess every night.
Wow, how beautiful you have said this.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Reverence is gone for life. Gratitude is gone for life. Devotion is gone from life. And that is why we are stuck. So when you make your life devotional, when your life becomes gratitude, so what I suggest at the end of the day, before the goddess takes over you, you sit in gratitude, you sit in reverence, fold your hands in the center of the chest, and thank the cosmos, the mountains, the sun, the moon, the rivers. There's so many reasons to be devotional, right? Thank them for giving you an experience of light, and now welcome with devotion the great goddess, Mahakal, the great one who dissolves time and space, so that you can have a good sleep. So devotion.
Devotion.
Welcome the dark night space.
So welcome the dark night space, and devotion and gratitude.
Gratitude.
So gratitude in the night and gratitude in the morning again when we wake
again
up,
you
right?
come up, bow
So
to the
with
cosmos.
all these lights that we have, even though we turn off the light, we still have those TV lights, choti, and we have those phones.
That's what I'm saying. We have not experienced, really what it means to be in darkness. Darkness is gone. And one of the meditations that I teach in my camps and my retreats, we spend 3 days in darkness. 3 days in darkness.
Darkness, like real darkness.
Total darkness. There is no sense of you, there's no sense of me. Na to tum raha, na to main raha, jo rahi bekhabri rahi. Neither you exist, neither I exist. What exists is wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know what is that. You are in that state of wonder. This is called wow. The ancient sages of the Himalayas call that state Vaheguru. Va, He, Guru. Va, ecstasy. He in the now. Guru, wisdom. The wisdom of ecstasy in the here and now. And that can be experienced just by being in darkness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You see, everything that the cosmos reveals to us has a very deep science, a very deep meaning, just that we are not aware. We have totally lost ourselves in the coming and the going of the thoughts in the head. We think there's nothing outside of these, when everything is in this.
So you also hold, I just cannot thank you enough for putting this so beautifully and so nice. And you have workshops here too, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you are also doing your teachings over here.
Yes.
And you live in Vancouver.
Yeah, I live in Vancouver now.
I know you just moved from Edmonton. So this weather is much better than there.
Of course, yeah.
For sure. I know we can go into very, very deep conversations with Yogi Amandeep ji, and I'm planning to bring him more on this channel, bring more people like this with this kind of wisdom. Like with this kind of wisdom is just him. Like it's amazing, very simple wisdom, and the way Yogi Amandeep ji explains things, it just kind of makes you think, makes you wonder, and I think curiosity and wonder is very, very important. The childlike expression is very, very important. So before we go on to that, I just want to our listeners and our viewers to know that Yogi Amandeep ji is holding a workshop. Would you like to tell a little bit?
Yes, so we are doing a workshop on the 22nd and 23rd at Rasa Flow Yoga. It will be 2 days intensive studies of the chakras.
The chakras.
The different chakras in your body. There are 33 trillion chakras in the body. And
I just thought we had like 6 or 7.
From these, 21 are the main. So 7 here in the spine, 7 above the spine, and 7 below the spine.
Oh my
So
God.
this is the realm of the gods, the realm of the humans, and the realm of the demons. The Triloka, the 3 loks.
And
the
it all
3
exists within us.
Within ourselves. You are living cosmos. You are living universe all the time. So how to cleanse these chakras and how to enter the realm of the gods and bring the wisdom into the realm of the humans, and once a while go down into the realms of the demons and experience what it means to be a demon, which we are most of the time. And then how to freely flow through the 3 realms. Yeah, so we will be diving deep into the science through visualization, through different powerful sacred practices, how to activate them. And, this wisdom is very easy. It's so simple.
It sounds easy when you explain things, but when I read in the books or everything, then it's like, oh my God, I don't know. This is not meant for me.
Yeah.
This is so complicated, all these chakras and everything.
Yeah.
You have to be like really spiritually very advanced to be, but I think we all have it.
Yes, we all
and
have
we
it.
all can get connected
We need
with
to know about ourselves, right? So study of the self.
Study of the
Beyond
self.
the physical body, there's a mental body. Beyond the mental body, there's an energetic body.
Yeah.
And in the energetic body exist your secrets. In the energetic body, your story is written in the form of frequencies.
Oh, wow.
And these frequencies, ancient sages call these mantras. And mantras are written in the body. And how to chant certain mantras. So when you are stuck in a certain pattern, you are vibrating a frequency, a mantra in the lower frequency. So then we introduce a positive mantra, and then you vibrate that sacred frequency and you shift yourself up. So the sound, because you were born out of the sound, you are sustained by the sounds. The body have pulsations. You are alive because there are pulsations, and these are mantras.
Right.
Pulsations means
And
frequency.
the way heart moves and
these
everything.
are sounds. Sounds are mantras. So
Yeah.
you are born because of mantras. You are alive because of the mantra, and you can master a mantra and transform your life.
And you can shift your mantras.
Shift it, yeah.
That's amazing knowledge, amazing knowledge. Thank you, Yogi Amandeep ji. It was so awesome talking with you. And I wish you all the best for your future endeavors, because the kind of wisdom and knowledge you are bringing to us, and actually we are very lucky like this at the Aquarian shift that is happening. Knowledge is easily available.
Yeah.
So we are actually almost out of time, and I'm going to just take this opportunity to say thank you and Sat Sri Akal so
Blessings to you.
much. Thank you so much for the wisdom. And viewers, if you're interested to connect with Yogi Amandeep ji, you can go to Yogi Amandeep ji.
Singh.
YogiAmandeepSingh.com. YogiAmandeepSingh.com. Or you can also connect with me, Shelly Kaur, and my phone number is 604-720-9536. 604-720-9536. You can also connect with me on my Facebook, Shelly Kaur, and you can also connect with Yogi Amandeep ji on Yogi Amandeep ji's Facebook. Thank you and bye-bye. Until next time.